All right, so today we're going to dive into a boutique hotel in Hong Kong.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so it's this place called 21 Whitfield. And what's interesting is the article we've got is actually for Move and Stay.
Okay. Yeah, I know them.
Yeah, they've been around forever, right? Like helping expats and business travelers in Asia find places to stay.
Yeah, for like 25 years.
Yeah, so when they recommend a place, it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's not just some, fly-by-night kind of place, right?
Exactly, yeah. So they're talking about 21 Whitfield, and one thing they really highlight is the location.
Ooh, location is key.
Right. So it's right next to Victoria Park, but it also has views of Victoria Harbor and the skyline.
Oh, wow. So you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, like you can have that green space, but also those iconic views.
Yeah, that's smart.
Right.
It appeals to like everybody, like
Yeah.
if you're a business traveler and you want to just get out of the, craziness for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you're on
Yeah.
vacation and you want those Instagrammable moments,
Right.
right? I'm already picturing myself like trying to decide, do I go for a jog in the park or do I just sit here with my coffee and stare at the view?
Tough choices, right?
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about the hotel itself. The article keeps mentioning glass-walled rooms and minimalist design.
Oh, yeah, that's very trendy right now. Very chic.
It is. Yeah. Do you think that's just a trend or is there something more to it?
I think it's a bit of both, honestly. On one hand, you see these minimalist hotels all over Instagram, and it definitely creates this aspirational image.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I also think there's this growing desire for simplicity.
Yeah.
People are overwhelmed with stuff, and they're craving a sense of calm and order.
Especially when you're traveling.
Exactly. So a minimalist hotel room can be like this little oasis of peace.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think about all this minimalist design? Is it just a fad or is it here to stay?
Well, I think it reflects a larger shift in our values. We're becoming more aware of the impact of our consumption, and minimalism is a way to reject that excess.
Hmm.
It's about choosing quality over quantity experiences over possessions.
Right. And maybe that's why people are drawn to these kinds of hotels. They're not just looking for a place to sleep. They're looking for an experience.
Yeah, exactly. They want something authentic, something that connects them to the place they're visiting.
So it's not just about the thread count anymore.
Nope. It's about the vibe, the feeling, the overall experience.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm officially adding minimalist hotels to my travel bucket list.
Good choice.
But let's get back to 21 Whitfield for a second. The article also mentions the neighborhood around the hotel.
Mm.
Apparently, there's a really cool mix of local eateries and upscale dining options.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to cater to a variety of tastes.
Yeah, definitely. It shows that they understand their target audience. They're not just assuming everyone wants the same thing.
Exactly. Like some people want to try the street food and others want a fancy meal.
Right. And they're giving you the option to do both.
Exactly. And goes back to what we were saying about Move Stay. They know their audience is looking for authenticity.
Yeah, they want to experience the real Hong Kong, not just the tourist trap.
So they're not just selling a hotel room. They're selling a whole experience.
A way of life, almost.
Yeah. And that's something that more and more travelers are looking for these days.
Totally. It's all about slow travel, taking the time to really savor a place.
And I feel like the article was hinting at that with those tips about finding little local spots around the hotel.
Oh, yeah, those little hidden gems.
They even mentioned a Tin Hau temple and some amazing dim sum places.
See, that's what makes a trip special.
Right. It's like having a local friend show you around.
Exactly. But with the added bonus of a super stylish hotel room to come back to.
Exactly. Okay, I have to ask, have you ever stayed in a hotel that went above and beyond like that, where they really helped you experience the city?
I once stayed in this tiny little guest house in Kyoto, and the owner was incredible. He gave me a hand-drawn map with all these amazing little spots marked like tea houses, gardens, local craft shops. It completely changed my trip.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, instead of just hitting the main tourist attractions, I felt like I was really experiencing the heart and soul of the city.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's those little touches, that sense of genuine hospitality that can make a trip unforgettable.
Totally. And it sounds like 21 Whitfield is trying to create that same kind of experience.
Definitely. And you know what else is interesting? The article talks about the photography tips they offer, specifically for those glass-walled rooms.
Oh, yeah, encouraging guests to capture those stunning city views.
Right. They're basically saying, hey, look at this amazing view. Take a picture, show your friends.
It's pretty clever marketing, actually. Every time someone posts a photo of their room on Instagram, it's free advertising for the hotel.
Yeah, you're right. It's a win-win. Guests get great photos and the hotel gets exposure.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about the aesthetics, the location, the vibe. What do you think really makes 21 Whitfield stand out? What's the secret sauce?
Hmm, that's a good question. I think it's the combination of all those things, but executed with a deep understanding of what modern travelers are seeking.
Yeah, they're not just chasing luxury or convenience. They're looking for authenticity, a sense of place, a connection to something bigger than themselves.
And 21 Whitfield seems to have tapped into that desire. They're not just offering a place to sleep, they're offering a way to experience Hong Kong on a deeper level.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so appealing, even if you're not a minimalist design enthusiast. They've created a space that's both stylish and welcoming, sophisticated, yet unpretentious.
It's like that perfect friend's apartment that you never want to leave.
Right.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm adding 21 Whitfield to my travel bucket list right now. But seriously, speaking of targeting a specific type of traveler, the article also mentions how they cater to both business and leisure travelers. How do they manage to strike that balance?
It's all about flexibility and anticipating needs. They offer everything from high-speed Wi-Fi and business centers to spa services and personalized concierge recommendations.
So whether you're closing a deal or just trying to relax, they've got you covered.
Exactly. And don't forget the flexible booking options that's crucial for both business travelers who might need to book last minute and leisure travelers who want to be spontaneous.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like they're saying, come as you are, stay as long as you need, and we'll make sure you have an amazing experience.
And speaking of experience, the article ends on a really interesting note. It mentions the recent sale of the hotel and how it reflects a positive trend in Hong Kong's hospitality market. That makes me wonder, is there more to this story than meets the eye?
Oh, that's intriguing. It sounds like we might need another deep dive to unravel the business side of this boutique hotel gem.
I'm already curious. It would be fascinating to see how the recent sale reflects the evolving trends in Hong Kong's hospitality scene and what it might mean for the future of boutique hotels.
Well, dear listeners, stay tuned for that. But for now, let's take a step back and think about what we've learned about 21 Whitfield.
It's more than just a hotel. It's a carefully crafted experience reflecting the desires of modern travelers and the unique blend of urban energy and tranquil escapes that Hong Kong offers.
And remember, this information came from Move In Stay, a platform with deep roots in the Asian travel scene. They're not just trying to sell you a room, they're helping you understand the nuances of a city and find a place that truly resonates with you.
It's like they're saying, we get it. You're not just here to check off tourist attractions. You want to feel the pulse of Hong Kong, experience its hidden gems, and maybe even discover a side of yourself you didn't know existed.
And that's the magic of travel, isn't it? The potential for transformation, for seeing the world and ourselves with fresh eyes.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into 21 Whitfield, I'm left with a lingering thought. How much does the surrounding environment contribute to a travel experience, and what does that say about our priorities as travelers?
That's a great question to leave our listeners with. Are we drawn to bustling cityscapes, tranquil nature escapes, or perhaps a blend of both?
And how does that influence our choice of accommodation, the experiences we seek, and the memories we create?
Food for thought, indeed. We want to thank you, dear listener, for joining us on this journey to Hong Kong. If you're intrigued by 21 Whitfield, we encourage you to explore more about this boutique gem, or perhaps even plan a trip to experience it firsthand.
And remember, travel is about so much more than just the destination. It's about the journey, the discoveries, and the connections we make along the way.
So keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep diving deep into the world around you. Until next time, happy travels.
It really makes you think, choosing a hotel, it isn't just about thread count and room service anymore. It's about aligning with a certain vibe, a way of experiencing the world.
Yeah, it's true. Like, you're not just looking for a place to sleep anymore. You're looking for an experience.
Exactly. And this deep dive into 21 Whitfield, it has really opened my eyes to that. It's not just a hotel. It's a carefully crafted experience reflecting the desires of modern travelers and the unique blend of urban energy and tranquil escapes that Hong Kong offers.
Yeah, and it's smart how they weave that local context into the hotel's identity. The proximity to Victoria Park, the emphasis on those stunning harbor views, it all speaks to what makes Hong Kong so captivating.
Right. And remember, this whole deep dive, it stemmed from an article on Move and Stay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And they've got their finger on the pulse of what expats and long-term travelers are looking for. So it's not just about attracting tourists passing through. It's about creating a space that feels like a home away from home.
Yeah, they really seem to get that.
They do. It's like they're saying, we know you're here to really experience Hong Kong, not just scratch the surface, but to dive deep into the culture, the food, the energy of the city.
Yeah, and that resonates with a growing number of travelers these days. People are craving authentic experiences. They want to connect with a place on a deeper level.
They do. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with one final thought. What does 21 Whitfield and this whole idea of curated travel experiences tell us about ourselves as travelers?
Hmm, that's a good question.
Like, what are we truly seeking when we venture out into the world? Are we looking for escape, discovery, connection, or maybe a little bit of everything?
It's probably a little bit of everything, right?
Probably. I
Yeah.
think it depends on the person and the trip.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that's the beauty of travel. It challenges us to think differently, to step outside our comfort zones, and to discover new perspectives.
It does. And maybe, just maybe, the right hotel can be a catalyst for that kind of transformation.
I like that idea. A huge thank you to you, dear listener, for joining us on this journey to Hong Kong. We hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to explore the world with a fresh perspective.
Remember, travel is about so much more than just the destination. It's about the journey, the discoveries, and the connections we make along the way.
So keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep diving deep into the world around you. Until next time, happy travels.
It really does make you think, about how much thought people are putting into their hotel choices these days.
Yeah, it's not just about finding a place to crash anymore.
Not at all. It's like we were saying earlier, it's about the whole experience, the vibe, the feeling, the connection to the place.
Right, and 21 Whitfield seems to nail that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just selling you a room, they're selling you a whole way of experiencing Hong Kong.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes them so successful. They understand what modern travelers are looking for.
Yeah, authenticity, connection,
Huh.
a sense of place.
Exactly. And they've managed to create a space that feels both luxurious and down-to-earth, stylish, but not pretentious.
Yeah, it's like that sweet spot where you feel pampered but not out of place.
Right. And I think a big part of their success also comes from their understanding of the local context.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
think they really leverage their location. Being next to Victoria Park, having those amazing harbor views.
It all adds to the appeal, and it plays into that whole desire for a balanced travel experience.
Yeah.
You can have the hustle and bustle of the city, but also a little bit of peace and quiet.
Exactly. And let's not forget the role move-in stay played in all of this.
Right. They're the ones who brought this hotel to our attention.
Yeah, and their expertise in the Asian travel market really adds credibility to the whole thing.
For sure. They know what they're talking about. So when they recommend a place, you can be pretty confident it's going to be good.
Yeah, so if you're ever looking for a place to stay in Hong Kong, 21 Whitfield definitely seems like a solid option.
Definitely. But even beyond the specifics of this hotel, I think there's a bigger takeaway here.
Oh yeah, what's that?
It's that travel is evolving. People are becoming more discerning, more conscious of the impact their choices have.
Right, they're not just looking for a vacation anymore. They're looking for an experience that aligns with their values.
Exactly. And I think that's a really positive trend. It means that hotels and other travel providers need to step up their game.
They can't just offer generic cookie-cutter experiences anymore.
Nope. They need to create something unique, something authentic, something that speaks to the soul.
And that's what 21 Whitfield seems to have done so well.
They have. They've created a space that reflects the best of Hong Kong and the best of modern travel.
Well said. So to wrap things up, I just want to say a huge thank you to you for joining me on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep searching for those travel experiences that truly resonate with you.
And remember, it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey.
Until next time, happy travels, everyone.